Hi all. In this video, we'll talk about what is the best power up to have for Trello. Now, in the free version of Trello, we only get one free power up. So therefore, it's very important to pick the right one so that we can get the maximum functionality. And in this video, we'll show two power ups that most people find helpful in our experience, and so that you can pick from whichever one works better for you. The first power up we'll show you is called Calendar. So this is also the default power up recommended by Trello. So to add it, we can just, as we just did, we can go to show menu and power ups, and then we can type calendar, add calendar power up. Now, once this is added, it will start appearing on your board. As you can see, calendar power up. And let's just change the due dates here so that we can show you what it does. So say I set the due date to Feb 19th over here. And for this one, let's set it to Feb 22nd and click on save. And what the calendar power up does, as the name says, it gives a visual representation of where your cards and issues are. So if you click on calendar power up, you can see that the last issue will be deployed on 22nd of February. So it's very easy to communicate to your stakeholders about the project timeline. And apart from the monthly view, it also can be viewed weekly if you want more detail and there are multiple cards. So like like say on Feb 16th we have two cards. Let me just do that. I'll add a new card and I will say test software, for instance. And over here I put the due date as Feb 16th. Once that is done, then if I go here on a weekly view, it's much easier to see that, on Feb 16 there are X number of cards due. And there are also settings if you want to sync it to your personal calendar. So sync this Trello board's calendar with your personal calendar. That way you can see exactly when it's due on your Google Calendar or any other calendar, and that will show in a subsequent video. So now, once we have the calendar power up, the obvious question is, since Trello's free version allows only one power up, what's the best way to deal for it? Or how do we even remove this? So for now, we recommend you can just go here and do disable. What that will do is it will remove the calendar power up. And then we now show the best power up that we feel in our opinion, which we have found max of most use. It's called custom field. And the advantage of this power up custom field is that it allows one to define, as the name suggests, certain fields in the card that can be very useful. And so say we click on custom fields here, we click on settings and we do edit power up settings. And right now we'll add a field. So say we call the field priority. And this we had added earlier, so I'll just delete for now to demonstrate. And this is how you would see if you were to add this power up. And then you can define it as low, medium, and high. And this is important because if there are multiple cards on a Trello board, you would probably want to classify them as low, medium, and high in a easy to know manner. And so this is one advantage. And then there's an option here to show field on front of the card. So you can just see it right on your board if it's low or high or medium. And that is very useful to get a view of how many high issues are left or how many medium issues are left. Now, once this is done, this is where this field's power comes in. What we're going to show next is that you can add another custom field. So in our case, what we normally like to use is date, and that is start date. Because many times Trello's cards don't have the start date, they have the due date, that is the completion date. But to get an end-to-end view of the project, it's normally useful to have the start date as well. So we create the start date. And now we have these two, and then we close out. And over here, Trello is showing us the message that this board has reached its power up limit, upgrade to business class to enable, etc. But but and that is because we are on the free version. Once we do that, we can see here that we have the custom fields power up added. But now let's refresh the page so that it starts reflecting. Yep. And if we click here, then we can see that now we have a start date appearing here and a priority. And in the priority, we can mention like say low or say high. That's up to you. And for start date, when the project was started, right? Just let's put tomorrow's date as like Feb 15 for now. And here we can see the power up is custom field, and these two are added. And if you want to add any other field to all your tickets, which is important to your organization, then so this field is important. So essentially, it allows you to add multiple other fields, which would not be that easy. And once you have done that, we close out, right? And you see it starts appearing on the front of the card because that's how we had picked. Like if you go here again and we do, okay, so to edit the settings, and if we go here and we click on edit power up settings, and then if you click on priority, then over here we had pick show field on front of the card. Therefore, it's appearing here. And if we remove that, like let me just show it to you quickly, then as you can see, it's not appearing here. Now, the obvious question is that, okay, what if I still want to see a calendar view? How do I do that? And then we can use a Chrome extension. Like a simple way would be to just Google saying that Chrome extension for Trello calendar. Yeah. And then Planaway is one and there are multiple others. So it's very simple. I just going here and clicking. So right now we have already added. To demonstrate, we'll remove for now. And then you can add the Chrome extension. And once it's added, it starts appearing here, as you can see here. And if you click on it, right, connect with Trello, etc., and just give it a second to load. Just ask me permission to connect and blah blah. Just to allow, right? Open a Trello board or create a new one and starting plan. Okay, fine. So now I think it's given us permission. Um, yeah, it takes a bit of time to load, but once it loads, it works like a charm. So you can do show plan away and timeline, etc. Right? And then you can do start working, and it will show you the tutorial and so on. But over here, you can kind of see the same view of the project. Now, as you noticed, we downloaded a free trial version of Planaway, which is much cheaper than buying the complete business class version. So if you really need calendar view, that is a workaround. And if you don't, then you can simply remove that from the Chrome extension. So yeah, so the our to summarize, our recommended power up is custom fields, and then you can also try calendar. And so these two are our recommendations. And if you found the information in this channel useful, please subscribe. So our videos will pop up whenever we post something about Trello again in your channel. Thank you.